Hello everyone, it's Mel from Stocksbridge Guitar Tech. I'm here with another video for you today. It's not going to be a lesson video, this one, more of a review on this little Laney Cub amp that I often use when I'm doing recording. So it's a great little amp. All of the guitar parts that I just played in that intro piece were played using this amp. With no effects other than the inbuilt reverb, because it does have reverb built in, but all of the gain sounds and the reverb were just coming from the amp. I haven't used any foot pedals or anything like that. So let me show you around this amp. So here's the amp. Cool retro look. There's the front. There's the back of the amp. You can see the nice kick grill, nice sturdy kick grill on the back there. And then we have an effects loop. Effects send also doubles as a line out. We have a socket for a foot switch to turn the reverb on and off, and then here in the corner we have an external speaker socket underneath there, so you can plug in a 4x12 or 2x12 external cab. If you do that, it will cut out the internal speaker. And there you can see the valves. Then the fascia, again very cool looking fascia. You can see I've just got everything set to 12 o'clock. If I just turn the amp around, see everything is set at 12 o'clock. Aside from volume and gain, which are both set at around 2.5. And you can see there are two inputs, full power 15 watts and a low power slightly less than 1 watt. Very useful for practicing, and I'm just going to be using the 1 watt output today, because I live in an apartment complex and this thing is deceptively loud. So let's take a listen to the amp. First thing to note about this amp is don't be deceived by its diminutive size. This thing can get quite loud. It's easily loud enough to do a small to mid-sized gig, as long as you're not playing in a ridiculously loud heavy metal band. If you use the 15 watt input, you'll keep up with a live drummer, no problem with this. It's got a single 12-inch speaker in it, this one, although you can get one with a 10-inch speaker in, but I personally, I think that might be a little bit thin, the 10-inch one, but it is a little bit cheaper as well if you wanted to go down that route. I also believe they do a version without reverb. This one has reverb, and although it's digital reverb, it does quite a good emulation of a spring reverb. So the amp itself is 15 watts when you go into the 15 watt input, full power. Class AB, it has 2 EL84 valves in it and 3 ECC 83 valves. It has a serial effects loop on the back. The reverb is foot switchable, but the foot switch is an optional extra that you have to buy. It has an external speaker output socket on the back, and it will take 8 to 16 ohm cabs, and it will power a 4x12 cab, this little amp. On the bottom there's a kickstand that you can pull out to tilt the amp backwards so that it's actually pointing at your head rather than at your legs. It's a very useful little feature on an amp of this size. So everything is set at 12 o'clock except for volume and gain here, which are on 2.5. And I'm in the low 1 watt input. I'm using a Gibson SG Special. This is the neck pickup. Neck and middle. And bridge. So as you can hear, even on that low volume in the low input, that's plenty loud enough to practice with at home. You may even have to turn it down a little bit from that. So if we go to single coil mode, this is what it sounds like. Neck. Neck and middle. And bridge. So that's plenty loud enough for practicing at home, in your bedroom or whatever. And even at that low volume, you can hear the sustain that you're getting. So great sustain from this amp. So that's a clean tone. If I wind the gain up a little bit, I'll put it up from 2.5 to 5, which is halfway. So we're now on 12 o'clock with the gain. Turn the volume down slightly. If we now use the volume controls and turn those down a bit, we'll still get a clean tone. But then if we crank the volume and dig in a bit, it's already getting a little bit grunty. And if we take the gain all the way up, we get a nice sort of saturated lead tone. Now the reverb's quite subtle on this. It is a digital reverb, but it does sound a little bit like a spring reverb. If I crank the reverb all the way up, turn the gain down again, this is what we get. So that's as much reverb as you'll get out of this amp. So it's quite subtle. That's the reverb on 3/4. That's reverb on half at 12 o'clock. So as you can hear, not much there at all. So it's subtle, but it does work, it's there. All the EQ controls are set at 12 o'clock. So the controls are, you have gain, treble, middle, bass, volume, then you have an overall tone control, which is very useful, and then you have reverb. So once you've set your bass, middle and treble the way that you like them, so let's say I wanted more bass, less treble, bit less middle. I just wanted to adjust that overall sound slightly, then I would use this tone control. So that's at 12 o'clock. That's off. It's gone a little darker. And then full on. So it's just another useful feature, I think, to have. So this amp, basically you can go from sparkling cleans all the way up to sort of not heavy rock but sort of classic rock territory. You can get sort of decent Thin Lizzy, AC/DC-ish type sounds out of this. So it's a very versatile little amplifier. You can use it as a practice amp at home, you can use it in a rehearsal room with a band, and you could use it on a gig. I've had this for around 3.5, 4 years now, and I still use it. I still think it's a great little amplifier. I don't believe that Laney makes these anymore. Could be wrong, maybe they are still making them, but I don't think they do. There are still a couple on Amazon, but there aren't many. I've not seen many of these on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to get one of these. They're round about between 250 and 300 pounds now for this model, the Cub 12R with the reverb and the 12-inch speaker. So if you're in the market for a little pure all valve amp, you can't really go wrong with this. It's extremely well built. It's nice and lightweight and portable. You're not going to break your back carrying it around to gigs and rehearsals. It's got that nice metal kick grill on the back to protect the valves. And yeah, it's just a great all-round little amp. If you need more oomph, you can stick it into a 212 or a 412 speaker cabinet. If you're in the market for one, check one out. I'll leave the link for Amazon in the description below, and you can have a look at it and read the full specs and everything. That's the Laney Cub 12R. So that's it from me today. As you can probably tell, I really do love this little amp. I don't think I'd part with it, and I'd really miss it if it broke beyond repair. But yeah, that's me finished for today. I'll be back on Friday with another lesson for you. As ever, please remember to subscribe to my channel if you find it of any use. And also remember to click that little bell notification so that you get notified when I upload a new video. That's it from me today, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.